All right, the MMA Mafia is back after a 2 week hiatus. I think it's been. He broke his foot. I had the flu, but we were able to get John Wayne Parr in the studio. We'll be showing you guys that a little bit later. Um, Not in the studio. That would have been tight. We did a Skype session with him. He's very generous to let us take up some of his time. He had a lot of cool things to say, so we'll get that out there for you guys as well. There's been a couple UFC events since our last podcast. Um, the big one was Darren Till and Jorge Masvidal. I don't know if you got a chance to see that, but I was kind of in shock. It's not that I didn't think Jorge couldn't win, but I didn't think he
I
would knock
actually,
out Till like
I
that.
actually picked him to win this
Yeah.
fight, and I was the only one out of a group of people that I got together with and discussed this, and I was the only person who picked Masvidal. The reason why I went with him is because I feel like after an undefeated fighter gets their first loss, like he did against Tyron Woodley, I feel like something changes in them, and they either come back a brand new fighter or they come back the same fighter but mentally broken, kind of like how we saw Ngannou come back
Yeah.
and lose to Lewis. I think, yeah, it was
Yep.
Lewis. And then I just felt like he wasn't going to have his head in the game. He looked like he was sharp in the first round. It looked like he was winning. And then Jorge Masvidal came out and gave him the 3-piece and a soda.
3 piece and a soda. Yeah. Yeah. So that was wild. Um, Very exciting couple fights. A lot of news in MMA. Um, but we are going to get to that later. Right now, coming on is John Wayne Parr, legendary kickboxer, Muay Thai boxer, multiple time champion in multiple promotions. He's fought the who's who in the kickboxing and the Muay Thai realm. He's got a large following on Instagram. You've seen him on the Joe Rogan podcast. He's a regular um, guest at UFC events. Um, Super cool, interesting social media accounts. He's always got some interesting stuff going on there. I know you've had a messaging relationship with him for a while, going back and forth, and it was really cool that he was able to come on. Um,
Yeah, you guys definitely got to check out his Instagram. We'll leave the link in the bio. He posts some hilarious stuff too. Like this guy's account is just all over the place. It's him training, his kids. He's a real family guy. But definitely we'll leave the link in the description. You guys got to follow him on Instagram and check that out.
yeah, he's closing in on 100 wins. He's almost at 150 total fights. Before there was Robert Whitaker. Before there was Mark Hunt. There was in the combat sports scene. There was John Wayne Parr. So hope you guys enjoy. Without further ado, John Wayne Parr. All right, we're joined now by the legendary Muay Thai boxer John Wayne Parr. All right, John, how's training going?
Yeah, everything's really cool. Just need a fight. Yeah, haven't fought since April last year, which sucks.
Do you know what promotion you're looking to fight in?
Yeah, I still have 2 more fights with Bellator, so hopefully something pops up shortly because this is ridiculous. Not
Yeah.
fighting for 12 months is just so shit. Um, I'm 42, not getting any younger, and yeah, my time's running out, so I need to keep busy. It sucks.
If I remember correctly, you're just shy of 100 wins, right?
Yeah, that's right. So 100. Well, with my Muay Thai, yeah, 90. I'm on 132 fights with 99 wins. So and then yeah, because I haven't fought since April, I've had this monkey on my back for nearly 12 months. So I just want to have another fight so I can cross that milestone. Just to say I've had 100 wins, that's gonna be awesome. But yeah, when I'm stuck on the shelf, it's like, come on, what's going on? So yeah, it's a tough one.
Do you have any plans on what you might do after you get that 100th win?
So with my Muay Thai and my boxing, I've had 145 fights. So the plan is 5 more. I want to try and finish on 150. That sounds like a good positive number. Uh, yeah, and then I can say I had a good crack at the sport. I didn't just come here as a spectator. I gave it a red hot crack. I won more than I lost, which is always fun. Yeah, so if I can get 150 with and being injury free, and still being able to count to 100, yeah. So yeah, and that's all good.
I know you want to leave your mark on the sport. I'm not sure if you realize how big of an impact you are on a lot of fighters, though. What is it like to meet famous fighters who are the ones that are actually looking up to you?
No, it's very cool. Yeah, I've been very lucky to spend a lot of time in Thailand, fight a lot of Thais. I think I earned my stripes in that respect. A lot of people they don't leave their own country, so you got to get out of your comfort zone, and if you want to be classified as a world champion, you got to tour the world and take on every challenger. You can't be afraid of anybody. If you believe in yourself and you want to prove that you're the best, you have to fight the best. So I think I've earned my stripes. And then a lot of people, uh, yeah, they've seen what I've done. So it's very humbling when people like Rick Rockhold and um, Chris Wyman and all them come to Australia and we get to hang out and just banter and bounce off each other and a little bit of training, a little bit of sparring, and just more so yeah, just have fun. So if you're not having fun, you're not doing it right.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you have fought in MMA before, right?
Yeah, way back, maybe more than 10 years ago. But it was a crazy one because the guy that challenged me, he was over 20, 25 kilos bigger than me, and he was already 16-0 in the cage. So the only reason he wanted to put me on the fight card was because of my reputation. He knew if he put me on the show that he'd get a sellout. So at first, he rang me up and asked me if I wanted to fight him. I said, no, you're a heavyweight. I'm only a middleweight. And then he offered me $35,000. So I was like, holy shit. Okay. I guess I'll do it then. And
Was
then
that
yeah,
easy?
took the fight, and the fight only went for like 45 seconds. He got me in a rear naked straight away. Just too big. It was like fighting a gorilla. It was just ridiculous match in the first place. And plus, I'd never done any BJJ either. So as soon as I got to the ground, I was screwed.
Was that an easy 35 grand?
The only thing was, so the guy that he was a promoter and the fighter as well. So after the fight, I asked him for my prize money, and he said, "Oh, I have to wait for the money gets cleared by the venue first." And not knowing to me, the next day he jumped on a plane and went to America, and he took off without paying me. He didn't pay the venue, didn't pay the lighting, didn't pay the DJ, didn't pay the undercard, just did a complete runner. And then lucky for me, his co-promoter um, felt very bad for the situation. So he said, "Oh, give me 12 months. I'll do my best that I can to try and scrounge up the money. I'll do a few little shows here and there, and I'll try and pay you off." So lucky for me, I ended up getting the 35 over a period of 12 months, but it still sucked though.
Sounds sketchy.
So sketchy.
Do you still promote caged Muay Thai fights?
Yeah, we haven't done one this year yet, or last year. We did a couple. We've done 10 shows so far, and then they've been pretty successful. They're very exciting. Now One FC is running with the cage Muay Thai, and they're very successful with it. Everyone seems to really like it because it's so exciting. So yeah, if they can make it big, it complements me and what I'm doing here in Australia. So yeah, it all helps in the long run.
When did you start doing that? What made you want to get into that?
2012. 2012, I really wanted to fight in the cage. Watching UFC every weekend and just being jealous of their environment and the little gloves and just a different aspect of not being in a ring for once. So I tried jiu-jitsu for a little bit, and then the first time I rolled, I snapped my finger in half. So I was laying in bed and I'm thinking, oh, this sucks. I've had all these Muay Thai fights, never been injured. I do one jiu-jitsu class and I break my finger. So how can I fight in the cage without having to learn the ground? So then I came up with the idea. Well, why don't I just do Muay Thai rules? I fight Muay Thai all the time, and the only difference between hiring a ring and hiring a cage is exactly the same. It's the same venue. You just got to put a cage in there instead of a ring. So, and I thought if I'm going to do it, it has to be MMA gloves as well. It can't be just boxing gloves. I don't want it to look weird. So, yeah, we put the show together. We had a crazy fight, and then the show was so exciting. It was so crazy. People were just standing up there and trading. There's no fears of takedown, so you could just sit there in the pocket and just let go and go crazy. Yeah, it was really cool. And then every fight show I've done since then, from the first fight to the last fight, has just been everyone's trying so hard to knock the other person out because they know that with the little gloves on, it only takes one solid hit and you've won. So the fights, yeah, they sell themselves. They're so good. They're so much fun, and it's good to see ONE FC. They're running with it now, and they got guys like Yodsanglai in MMA gloves, which is so scary. You don't want that guy punching you with gloves on, let alone MMA gloves. So yeah, yeah, I can't wait to see what they have in the future and what they do globally.
It sounds like you do enjoy fighting in a cage. Do you have a preference between a cage or a traditional boxing ring?
I like the cage. The cage is cool. It just gives a more um, barbaric, savage sort of. When the gate closes and you got those MMA gloves on, it's only you or him. Someone's going to get taken out, and it's going to be very violent, which I like. And then so with the ring too, a lot of people can be lazy. They get on the ropes and they try and just use their front kick to push away. And but in the cage, there's no ropes. So you have to engage. There's no other option but to engage and to strike. And with those little gloves on, you know that you can do a lot of damage. So um, yeah, it's just a different mindset. Once the bell rings too, the cage turns into like a black wall. So you can't see the crowd. You can't see. You can't hear the crowd. You can't see the crowd. Not like a ring. The ring is more open. Whereas the cage, it feels like it's just you, your opponent, and the referee. Yeah, so yeah, it's awesome. It's so much fun. It's awesome.
I see you have a lot of people training out of your gym, Boonchu. Have any of them competed in caged Muay Thai?
Yeah, probably about maybe 15 of the 10 shows that we put on. About 15 of our guys have fought on it. Everyone loves it. Win, lose, or draw. It's just a different emotion. Like I was saying before, yeah, it's a different brutality, a different violence. So yeah, which makes it cool. So
And
yeah,
then
and everyone
When did you start your gym?
Bunshu Gym. My sponsors, he's got a Thai restaurant called Bunshu, and in Thai it means blessed by the gods. So he sponsored me to go and live in Thailand for what was going to be 6 months, and then 12 months, and then 2 years, and then 4 years, and then 5 years. So when I first got to Thailand, they said every fighter they use their gym as their last name, like Sangtanoi, Sorun, or Sanchai PK Yokao Gym or whatever his name is. So they said, oh, what's your last name want to be? What gym do you want to represent? I said, oh, I'd love to use the word Boonchu in my last name. So I ended up being John Wayne Kiat Boonchu, which means Boonchu Gym in Thai. And then, so that was 1996. And then I came back to the Australia and opened the gym in end of 1999. So yeah, so nearly 20 years now. It's been so much fun because you sort of work out. I needed someone to train, so I had to teach classes to make money to pay rent. So I had somewhere to train. So it was this vicious little circle. So yeah, I'm on the phone. Yeah. So yeah. I had to yeah, I couldn't just train in a park. I needed a nice facility. And it was teaching classes, which I had no idea what I was going to do. I just guessed, and then so I come up with a plan and more experience every time I taught a new class. And yeah, before I know it, probably one of the most successful gyms in Australia, which is really cool.
I can tell by your IG you're a family man. A lot of family members of yours fight. Jasmine is fighting now. Is it true that she started competing at 8 years old?
Yep, 8 years old. And then my son also started when he was 8 years old. So he's almost 11 now. He's had 7 fights. Jasmine's had 22 fights, and I've got a 4-year-old daughter that is dragging the chain. So we're trying to get into it. She wants to be a dancer, but that's so not in the family curriculum where everyone's got to be a fighter. So we'll try to slowly talk her into it. I'm sure she'll come around.
Maybe those dance skills will translate into her MMA fight game.
Do a pirouette into a heel kick. Sounds good to me.
How is Jasmine's career going so far? Her name is starting to pop up everywhere. So
Yeah, she's doing really good. She's had 22 fights. Out of those 22, she's already fought in England, Thailand, and Canada. So she got the travel award a little bit already for only being 16 years old. It's really cool. I never got that. I never got that experience at 16. So yeah, and she's gonna fight again in April up here in Brisbane in Australia. So she's just getting ready for that, and then yeah, we'll see what other opportunities come later on in the year. But hopefully, another couple more overseas is always fun. Get to see the world through fighting. Yeah, and then at the end of your career, you can look back and say, "Oh, thank you to Muay Thai. I've got to see this country, this country, this country, this country," and then you doesn't matter if you win, lose, or draw. Just the fact that you're on a plane and traveling overseas, you're winning. So it's all positive.
As far as traveling goes, do you have a favorite country to fight in?
Ooh, I like Japan. Japan's fun. I've been lucky to fight in Japan 16 times. Yeah, and every time it's been very, very enjoyable. The crowd's so unique that they don't cheer, that it's just pure silence the whole time that you're fighting. Unless something cool happens, then they'll start come out of the seat and they sort of give a little golf clap and they go back to silent again. But yeah, I have a soft spot in my heart in Japan because I started fighting there in 1998 and just Muay Thai fights. And then in 2004, I had the opportunity to fight K1 for about 6 fights or so. And then other Muay Thai fights and K1 fights as well. So yeah, it's always good. The crowd are crazy. You have sometimes grown men drop to their knees and start crying on the street when they see you walking towards them. It's quite bizarre, but it's very cool at the same time.
That's awesome. Well, John, we don't want to take up too much of your time. We wish you the best. Anything you want to tell your fans all over the world?
Hey, thank you very much for the opportunity to come and have a chat. It's always fun. And if you ever come to Australia, come visit on the Gold Coast. We're right next to the beach, so bring your swimmers, bring your gloves, and then be prepared to have fun.
Hopefully, we can do this again sometime. Once again, thank you for your time.
Hey, beautiful. Sounds fun. Sounds good. Hey, cheers, mate. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, that was legendary kickboxer, Muay Thai boxer John Wayne Parr. Sorry about the technical difficulties we had there near the end. The Skype connection was starting to die out, but I think we got a lot of good stuff out of him. Hopefully, we'll have him on again soon.